It was late one Friday afternoon, and as has become tradition in our family, Haley and I got out the candles and the Kiddush cup and the challah plate, set them before our kids in the kitchen. We gathered them to say the blessings. Now, we've been doing this since they were very young. And usually, we would prompt the first few words, Baruch atah Adonai, and we would hope that they would finish the sentence. Often they would, but on this particular Shabbat, they surprised us. Without us saying a word, one grabbed the Kiddush cup, the other one put their hand on the challah cover, and they launched into the blessings all by themselves. Haley and I looked at each other. We dared not open our mouths. We did not want to interrupt them. But more importantly, we were transfixed by this miracle. Those blessings, all of the blessings, the entirety of Jewish life, means so much more to us than just the words as they might be translated on the page. Those blessings are our people's best attempt to express our gratitude to God for life, for sustenance, for family. They mean everything. And then a few weeks later, also this spring, 26 of us gathered for Seder at my cousin's apartment. It was the largest gathering in our family's memory. And as I looked up at this multi-generational, intercontinental family and attempted to begin to lead the Seder, I found myself choked up. I was at a loss for words. What exactly had we all gathered to do? What was so special that brought all of us together from California, from London, from Florida, from everywhere? Were we just there to play hide and seek with some cracker? That couldn't be it. I believe we were there to celebrate the ineffable specialness of being Jewish. We were there at the Seder to identify with a story that has inspired countless journeys from oppression to freedom. A story that insists that no matter what or where, a better life, a better world is possible. And we were there to affirm that this story is ours, that we cherish it, and it has power even in our own day. Perhaps there's a time, maybe recently, when you too have felt the ineffable specialness of being Jewish. Maybe it was at Shabbat on the beach as our congregation began to sing as one. Or maybe it was even this morning as we faced the open ark for Avinu Malkeinu and we all began to sing together. Maybe it was at a bar bat mitzvah here in our sanctuary as we passed our sacred scroll from generation to generation. Maybe it was at a shiva that somehow turned into a boisterous family reunion, as these things sometimes do. I felt once again that ineffable specialness of being Jewish just a few weeks ago when I officiated 2 B'nai Mitzvah at the Kotel, the wall in Jerusalem. That wall is hardly just a pile of stones built by the Romans. No, it is the gathering place for the entire Jewish people from around the entire world. And it is the focal point for our people's prayers and hopes and dreams. Friends, I would ask you, what moved you to come here today? I'm sure it's to bask in sacred melodies. I'm sure you wanted to share sacred words. We're all here to take stock of our lives and consider the state of our world, to make amends and pledge to do better. That's all good. But I want to suggest that there is something even more. Because we all have friends and neighbors and family members who have left Judaism behind. They don't belong to a synagogue. They haven't raised their children with Jewish traditions. They aren't sitting in shul today. And yet they are good people. So what moves us to be here? There's something extraordinarily special about being Jewish. This morning, I'd like to suggest that we've been given a gift. That gift has been passed to us by those who came before. We hold on to it for a while. Perhaps we reshape it a bit to fit our needs. And then we want to pass it to our children in the hopes that they, too, will cherish it just as we have. That gift makes us part of something far larger than ourselves, something deep and important and world-changing. So coming to shul on Rosh Hashanah, or joining your family for Seder, or any other Jewish act that we might do, any mitzvah that we might fulfill, is our way of affirming that this gift matters, of grasping hold of the legacy we've been given, of counting ourselves in. Think about when you may have first realized that you possess this gift. Who gave it to you? Perhaps it was your parents or grandparents. Perhaps you didn't grow up Jewish, but your spouse introduced you to the beauty of Jewish ritual and tradition. Maybe it was a rabbi who offered wise words from our tradition, or a cantor whose music transported your soul. What does your gift feel like? Does it feel like the warmth of your grandparents' home? Does it feel like the threads of the talit? What does it taste like? Zabar's lox? Or hummus with stewed chickpeas at the shuk in Jerusalem? What does it sound like? Debbie Friedman's Misha Berach? Or the haunting call of the shofar? And what does it smell like? The Havdalah spices? Matzah ball soup? For many of us, the gift does not come in any conventional form. I have a friend who celebrates Shabbat over FaceTime every single week with his grandkids. The kids make up silly, nonsensical songs about Shabbat, and they mix together various flavors of Kool-Aid in order to say the Kiddush. This is not what our great-grandparents would have recognized as Shabbat, but it is special, and it is a way that the gift of Jewish life continues to live and have power and impact in our lives and the lives of others in our own time. And friends, that is what matters. Being Jewish is incredibly special. Here at TI, we've tried to put that gift into words. So over the past few months, we've written a mission statement. Here we aim to draw from the depth and richness of Judaism to help one another thrive. Building community and connection, cultivating awe and wonder, offering comfort and healing, living with hope and purpose, and pursuing social justice. You see, the purpose of Judaism is not to be more Jewish. Judaism is our way to pursue the universal human aspirations. We all want to become better human beings. We all want to somehow improve our world. If we leave our gift on a shelf and let it collect dust there, it does nothing for us. It does nothing for others. It loses all of its power and specialness. But if we use it, Judaism might be precisely what we've been searching for all along. When I tell the story of how I became a rabbi, I often talk about being recruited into youth group by my rabbi at the time when I was 14 years old. I liked youth group at first because they served pizza at every event. But soon I discovered there was far more than that. I discovered that Judaism could be a guide for how to live a good life. And I discovered that Judaism could be the source of clear and strong values. And that's an aspect of Jewish life that is so very important to all of us, the values that have been passed from generation to generation. Those values are all the more important today because in our world, values seem so malleable and inconsistent in so many places. So we want to take part in Jewish life because we want to boldly live the values that come along with this special gift. So here at Temple Israel, we affirm that we practice an authentic, an inclusive, an evolving, and creative form of Jewish life that we are proud to call Reform Judaism. We want to make this a place, we want this to continue to be a place where all feel included and supported and valued. We want this to be a space full of Jewish joy and celebration. We want this to be a place where we feel viscerally pride in being Jewish. We want Temple Israel to be a source of resilience in an increasingly difficult world. We want to affirm the power of Jewish prayer and ritual and music to help us find wonder and awe and purpose and hope. And here, our commitment to Tikkun Olam inspires us to speak and act, and our commitment to the state of Israel is so very important as well. This is our communal expression of the ineffable gift that we've been handed collectively to all of us. It's the vision of Jewish life that we want to live. Friends, today is the start of a brand new year. So let's see Judaism this year as our special gift. It's among our most cherished possessions. Let's hold on to it for a while. Let's try not to break it or damage it too much. Let's feel free to reshape it a bit here and there to suit our needs and our tastes. One day we want to pass it along, this deep and inspiring and world-changing tradition. But in the meantime, the gift is ours, and it isn't meant to sit on a shelf or remain buried deep within. So let's open it up, reflect upon it, reshape it, and allow it to guide us in this new year toward goodness and help us bring blessing to our entire world. Keni Hiratzon. May it be so.